Hey y'all, APG Jamie here, and today we're going to make a journal page. It's an inspired journal page, okay? It's from Belle Grove, link in the description box, and hopefully the right hand upper corner. And by stamps I got from Joggles.com. This is not a promotional video. I bought them. They're not sponsoring me. Nothing like that. Okay? Just was inspired by these two things, and in some of my prior work myself. So first we're doing prep work, and we're working on our actual background, and it is deli paper that's been scrunched up together and rubber banded. Wear gloves when you're using alcohol inks, y'all. They're very staining. And I realized that the glove on my left hand there had prior alcohol on it, and it was trying to transfer, hence the tweezer thingy. So I'm putting my colors on that typically are happy together. You know, they're warmish colors with the well, anyway, a color I want to add later is not happy with yellow, just saying, because it'll make brown, and I didn't necessarily want brown. So I'm doing this first layer up, and that's that 90% alcohol in that spritz bottle that's not trying to spritz so much. Excuse me. Did I say I wrapped a rubber band around them just to kind of hold them a little better? And I pre-spritzed it with alcohol as well to help get it flowing, and then when you add the alcohol after, it gets it more flowing. I will try to remember to link in my previous alcohol tie-dye deli paper in the upper right hand corner and the description box. So now we're making some transfer paper, because this is a feather image I got from Belle. It was for an exclusive Facebook group challenge thingy. So anyway, I want to put it on black paper, and I didn't have white transfer paper, so I made my own with a piece of chalk and just scrubbed it on the back of her feather, and that I printed out. And so now I'm just tracing over it with a ball stylus, and I will do this, I don't know, 4-5 times. I don't think I'll show you all 5 of them, because this is a more quickish video. It's not, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes at the max. I don't know. Can't see the tail end. Maybe 20. That's pushing it. It's probably like 16. Well, that's still close enough to 20 though, I guess. So I'm going to cut those all out, and that's just some black. It's a little heavier than copy paper, you know, regular printer paper, but it is definitely not near as heavy as cardstock. Okay? So we're just gonna cut them out, and I do cut out, I do 5 of them, because I'm gonna double 2 of them up, and 1 will be by itself. Okay, so I'm cutting some slivers into it to look like you know, featheries, y'all, featheries. This is the same thing Belle had done for her challenge video for us, for the creative tartanites, y'all, just in case you're wondering, because I know you are. Anyway, so did that, and now to get the pencil, the chalk is chalk, y'all. The chalk didn't necessarily want to brush away, so I just grabbed a regular pink eraser, and it just comes right off. I'm not scrubbing back and forth. I am going in one direction. I know it looks like I'm scrubbing, but I'm not. And so I'm like, yep, I'm going to put the feathery part on top, and then I went over to the sewing machine that I still have set up, y'all, and just put one line wiggly up and down the middle, because my sewing machine, once it gets going, you can't go slow on it, y'all. Anyway, I'm pulling the top thread through to the back, which is really easy to do on paper. I'm not tying it. I'm going to glue it down. I did not want the threads. You know, sometimes I don't want the threads, y'all. Okay? So anyways, I'm putting some art glitter glue. Does not have glitter in it. And I'm just going to do that for all, two. Oh, no, I sewed on the third one. It's just two of the feathers are doubled up. Okay. And just the top layer has the feathered edge. Does that make any sense? Maybe you can see more better in the photo montage, which will be at the end-ish of the video-ish. So now we're going to do some heat embossing, and that's just a piece of scrap cardstock that was in my scrap box right there. Oh, told you it's new stamps, y'all. Need to pull that off so it stick to my acrylic block. And that is embossing heat. You can't see it, y'all. Putting it down, hoping it stamps well. I think it did pretty good. Getting my scrap paper, which happens to be a piece of no-stick parchment paper, silicone coated parchment. So there we go. It's a purple metallic. I don't know about your screen, but on my screen it doesn't show too purpley. And I have used it before, but that thing just keeps sticking on the outside. Anyway, so I'm just brushing off a few things, not much, because it did pretty good, y'all. And just brushing away some of it. I do have a little bit more kind of got on there, but it looks perfect. It's perfect. Heat gun, y'all. And there'll be a heat gun off and on in here, y'all. Hope you could see the magic of heat embossing. Oh, happy. Next, we're going to do some hand sewing on here. And I've got, that's just a pokey tool, and I'm poking some holes. I could just use my needle just as easily, but I kind of wanted to get them in a specific sort of place, specifically. Okay, it's just black thread. Got a knot on the end, but I'm going to glue the tail down as well. It does have a knot on it. I have a hard time threading a needle and not putting a knot on the end of it, y'all. That's old time quilty people. So now I'm just going to go up because the two people are stitched together. I'm going to go up that, and then I'm going to come across, because the one person there on the left is holding the end of the thread. And I'm going to go in and out into the back, and we're going to add a knot. Now my thread loosened up, which was what I wanted. I didn't want it tight now. So we're going to go back into from the outside to the front, and we're going to clip it off. We're going to put a little glue on it, because I kind of want it to go in a more or less certain direction, sorta. I don't want it just sticking out. See, that's sticking out too much. Well, I guess the wind could be blowing, but it's not. So trimmed it off just a little more, redirected it so that it's dangling down. And I don't know if you can see that it's sticking out. You might be able to see that better in the photo montage later, y'all. Not yet, later. So I'm finger fluffing up the featherage. And we will use pop dots, spoiler alert, later, because I want the feathery edge up, and I want it to look sort of really fluffy-ish. Well, you know, kind of hard to tell on camera with black stuff, you know, black paper, just, yeah. But maybe in the photo montage, and I'm trying to show you, and then I'm keeping the one flat. Now we're going back to our background alcohol deli wrap. It's still damp, okay? So we're just going to spruce it out, and then let it dry. I went and ate lunch, and then I'm coming back because I want to add another color that would have made brown. I'm adding purple, and if the purple and the yellowish, because it's sunshine yellow, if they get too happy together, they turn brownish, which means they're very grounded, y'all. And that's okay sometimes, but I didn't want so much of it. Oh, and I did have some of the metallic gold alcohol ink on there, so because of that, later on I want it to stay shiny, and I don't use matte medium over the top, because if you do that you lose the shimmer from your metallic-y stuff. Okay, so this is definitely wet. I went in and ate lunch and everything, and it's like, what the heck, Eric? Hickin', y'all. Be very, very careful, because alcohol is flammable. Do that at your own risk. So now we've got the matte medium. We are going to adhere it down with matte medium to a piece of white cardstock. If you put this on any other color, whatever's behind there is going to show through. Okay, it will either dull or whatever your top paper, and I wanted to keep it bright. So I'm not sure if you can tell that there's gold metallic on there, but there is. And I'm not smoothing it out, I'm patting it down so that I keep the actual texture of the scrunched up deli paper, y'all. I did straighten it out and smoosh it out, but I'm just patting it down. And I'm going to use the heat gun for a minute, and then I come back and check all my edges before I trim the deli paper off. It's just kind of almost easier that way, even though you should check it again afterwards, you know. And I'm just gluing down what little bits did not stick on the edge, which is typical. Okay, so you might want to make sure you do that. And it's all dried, and now we're going to trim it off. Trimming it off. Try not to cut the cardstock, but you know, sometimes it happens. Smooshing it out because I want to seal the top of this, and because I want the gold metallic alcohol ink to stay shimmery as much as possible. I'm using gloss varnish, and that's Americana Deco Arts Ultra Varnish. I don't know. Gloss varnish, y'all. And I'm trying to make sure I'm getting it in all the little crevices. I'm trying to show you, but you can kind of maybe see, and it's all nice and dry. And I'm like, well, I want a little interest, so we're going to use this other fabulous stamp I got from the Joggles. It's nonsense Latin text, I do believe. I'm just saying, because that's what it is. Anyway, there is a list of ingredients in the description box below, because, yeah, you might want it, and you might not. So there we go. I'm happy with that, and I'm going to, I puffed up the back of my couple there. I put 3 or 4 pieces of scrap cardstock that were laying on my desk, because I just wanted them popped up just a little bit. Okay, you probably can't tell, but in real life you can sort of tell. And I thought, well, we want to go around the outside with gold, and I happen to have this gold squid stuff I got on clearance from the Tuesday morning forever ago, and it's practically drying up, y'all. So I'm going around the edge with that, and it does smoosh over towards the front edge, which is what I was looking for, because once that's dry, I heat gun it, y'all, to make it hurry up and dry, because it stayed wet a little while. I went over the edge again with black archival, because that enhances the actual edge where that color comes over the top. And I try to show you, but I'm not sure you could even pick it up on your screen, and perhaps we will notice it in the photo montage, and perhaps we won't. I did do a computer sentiment. I actually named the video before I even started it, because I felt like we were just inspired together, and you know, so that's what I decided my caption would be, and I computer printed that out. And here's my couple. We played around with placement, and it's actually way more centered than I would have preferred, but to get my feathers on there, I kind of needed to do that, but that's okay. I don't think it's, you know, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So we're gluing them down. The back of it, we're gluing down sort of flattish. Now remember, I curved on it. I hand curved it with my fingers and worked it to curve it a little bit. So yeah, not exactly how I initially had them set up, but it's close enough. It is perfect. I'm sure it's perfect. So there we go with them, and we're going to put our sentiment on any day. Oh, we got a little glue on there. Get that wiped off now. So here comes the pop dots, because I'm like, I'm afraid once I get this in a journal book cover, the feathers are going to smoosh down, and I don't necessarily want them to smoosh down all the way. So I'm just adding some black pop dots. If you don't have black pop dots, you can use foam, just whatever foam pop dot tape stuff you have, and you can cover the edge of it with a black Sharpie, and now you will have black pop dots, and they are not near as visible as white ones are on a dark surface. I don't know if I try to show you or not, but yeah. So any hoots, gluing on a sentiment. Oh, make it a pocket, and then that way I can put a little date slip inside there instead of stamping the date on the actual journal page, because sometimes I like to hide the date, hide the date, bless my heart. And so that's what that is. It's just a teeny tiny pocket to put the date in. Photo montage. I appreciate each and every one of you. There, see? Can you see how they're fluffy? I appreciate each and every one of you. Your kind comments, your likes, your shares. Have you shared my video today? Your subscriptions. If you've not subscribed, please take a moment to do so. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all!